We're so thrilled that we have all of you here today. I'm going to be extremely brief. My name is Craig Barnum. I don't know as many of you as I'd like yet. I'm working on that. I'm the new Director of Digital Literacy for the district. Hopefully you'll be seeing my face around quite a bit more. But I am really, really excited to introduce our guest today. Kevin Honeycutt comes to us. He is currently residing in Colorado Springs, Colorado, but he's been a art teacher for years and years and years. He's a master learner. He really deeply understands how to engage kids with digital tools for high impact. And given where we're going, that's a pretty good place to start. So I don't want to take away any more of his time because we want to maximize that time with you. So the first thing I want to tell you is thanks for being here. I know it's tough, particularly with the last couple of weeks we've had being out of the classroom so much, and that this would be tempting time to be concentrating on other things besides new learning. So I want you to understand that I appreciate and honor that. Second thing is I want you to understand that I know how hard it was to get here today. And it's not easy getting out of school and getting over here, and so I appreciate that and your efforts to get here on time, particularly given the weather. So thanks for making those efforts as well. And with that, I'm going to turn it right over to Kevin. So please welcome Kevin Honeycutt.
Yay! Thank you. Let me tell you who I really am. I was the art teacher in my town, and my town's small. You guys are a metropolis compared to us. 1,100 people in the town I spent my tenure in. 1,100, I say, friendly, progressive people. It's not an easy town. It's a very conservative town. Our town motto is judge first, lest you miss your chance. And I come in as the art teacher, this guy from the trailer park, this guy from foster homes. I'm a kid that came from abuse. I'm the one in your class that you're afraid won't make it, and I made it. I wish I could tell you that my family did. Yeah, thank you for that. That means everything. We're statistics. Not everyone in my family made it. Alcoholism took some of us. Jail took the rest. I'm from those places. And I'm the guy that just made a different decision. And it took me my whole life to realize how I did that was important. I should have brought that and shared that with kids, but the first 10 years of my teaching, I was embarrassed about where I was from, so I never talked about it. And I didn't realize it was my authority with the tough kids. When they see that on you, smell that on, they know who you are, and you can guide them places. Now, I always thought when I first got into teaching, I could save them all. I didn't realize they would think, you're an old man, life was different when you were a kid, and they would disqualify my experience. That hurt a little bit, but I don't give up. I don't give up. I keep trying. I think about kids like I'm going to pick a lock. I'm going to pick that lock. I'm going to work that lock until I get that door to open. And when I get that door to open, I can do anything with them. So I'm thinking about it, and I'm a fisherman. I'm a fisherman of kids, and I think about those back row kids, and I'm casting my line. I'm going to hook you, my friend. I'm going to hook you. I'm going to cook you. Hook them and cook them. And here's what I do. I'm going to get that thing in you. And when I'm reeling, I got to reel me toward you, or I will snap the line. You know what I mean? So I reel me toward you too. That means I got to get to know who you are, what you're about, honor who you are, and it's not easy. I know it's not easy. I'm an old man. I've been doing this for a while. I'm Yoda, and I'm tired, right? Kids will slip the line, man. They just do that. They'll slip the hook, and you'll be trying again and again, but don't give up. And sometimes I can't get him, but you can. I don't know why. He likes you better than me. No ego. You get him, I'll get her. We'll get them all. What I didn't like is there were some teachers I worked with that didn't go after any of them. They just went for the easy ones. Nice for you. And my caseload was huge, and they were tough kids who bite, you know. The ones you try to help, they snarl. You got to have Teflon gloves to help these kids sometimes. Now, don't take it personal, right? Don't take it. Just keep working at it. Keep working. You got how many days? So you just keep trying. You keep bringing it again. I'm trying to get you from there to up here. I'm worthy of front row, but you don't know it yet. That's okay. I got to earn that. I get it, right? I want you up here because I know you're probably going to succeed if I can get you to participate. I don't want you to be a bystander in your own education. And I think sometimes we come to staff development, we sit in the back row. Why so far back, man? Why so bad? I think sometimes people reserve the right to be disinterested. I want you up here, but I'll work at it. I haven't earned you yet. I feel it. I understand. So I'm teaching in this small town. I'm the only art teacher. When we broke into curriculum meetings, I met with myself. For 13 years, I met with myself. We didn't agree on everything. That's the weird part. It's hard when you're a detached retina. I don't know what you teach, but you ever have a day where you just feel like you're the only one? And you burn out, and you're about this far from making that phone call and saying, I can do something else. I'll paint houses. I'll do something else. I've been there. It's hard. Now, I like to connect to other people. I connect to other people. Some days I'm going to call you, and I'm going to lean on you. And call me when you're crazy, okay? I'll take that phone call. I'm the pastor. I'm the friends of lots of pastors because they can be real with me and it doesn't cost them anything. I'm also friends with lots of administrators who just need to vent. I'm good for that. I'm good for that. Hit me on social media. Hit me on Facebook, okay? So I spend my time teaching art. Art teachers in the room, raise your hand. I picked art because nobody bothers the art teacher. Because largely no one understands the art teacher. They slightly fear the art teacher. I remember my administrator said, Kevin, do it any way you want. You're the artiste. He said, artiste. I said, why do you got to sabotage the name of my career, Principal? But the kids came to art, they're not the easy kids. Now, I had good kids, but I also had the at-risk kids, and they took art every year, and I think I know why. Because I bent the system to match the kid. I didn't bend the kid to match the system. I have a million ways to let you learn in my room, and all of them are valid. But most people don't believe that. They think it's fluffy. It's all fluffy in there. You know, if you're an easy teacher, they will eat your lunch. I'm not an easy teacher, but I will do anything I can to make kids love school, whatever that takes. And I think of all kinds of crazy things. Like, for instance, any of you, there's a certain perfume you can smell on your 16 again? You know what I'm talking about? You're on that country road. You weren't supposed to be there. But that smell is with you forever, right? Because we are creatures like that. Smell is a big thing. Olfactory is a big thing. The fewest blood-brain barriers between the olfactory gland and the brain. I think that's something left over from upper Paleolithic hunter-gatherer times. We survived by smell, and we still have that. So if I smell a certain perfume, I know who I'm with, right? So I associate smells in my room with things that we're doing. That's crazy, right? I buy every Glade plug-in. So you walk in, it's apple pie. Apple pie is test prep. Kids walk in, they don't even know it. They're like, test prep. See, I got you now. I got you all set up for test prep, right? Or the test day, or whatever. It's crazy stuff, right? Music, too. How many of you hear a song? You hear a song and you're 16 again. Music does it, too. Music catalogs our life. So I don't waste that background sound. See, most schools got background sound. It's accidental. It's the furnace, it's the heater, it's the construction outside. It's all that. So I want my own background sound. So I want to build a soundscape. So if we're studying ancient history, I want to find sound that goes with that culture. I want them to accidentally associate with that. I'm trying to surround them, immerse them. Now back at home, some of these kids, they're immersed. They're immersed in all kinds of crazy things. Alcoholism, drugs, gangs. So I better be at least as interesting. And I take chances. I'm that guy that's in the principal's office more than the kids. Because I don't wait for permission. I don't have time. Kids are bleeding out. And I think we have to invent new surgery right now. And we have the tools. And I'll be danged if I know how to use them all. I don't. Please don't think I know anything. If I show you something cool today, a 5th grader set it up for me. If it stops working, I got to call the 5th grader because I can't do it myself. I'm not natural with this stuff. I just know I got to do it. Right? I'm a 12 o'clock flasher. That sounds bad. Everything in my house is flashing 12 right now because I can't program it. What did you think I was talking about? I figure it out. And I'm you, man, except portable. My whole classroom has to fit in those 2 suitcases all over the world. I spend a lot of days talking to kids. I love talking to kids. Bring me some kids. Bring me 1,500 Michigan high school kids in the gym, and I will own them for an hour. I still got chops. Not bragging. I got chops. And I will make them want something. And then when they come to your class, we got to close the deal. We got to let them do those things. We got to let them try those things. And don't wait till you know how. You will never do it. You just won't. Perfect, write this on something. Perfect is the enemy of done. Here's what I want kids to see. Old man Honeycutt can't stop learning. Because when you stop learning, you start dying. How many of you know a teacher who retired and died a year later? It happens, man. You stop learning, you start dying. So actually being a teacher and learning all the time is healthy. You'll live longer. But I want them to see, I don't know, but guess what? We will know. How many of you were ever diagnosed with a medical condition that made you nervous, and by midnight, you're an expert on that malady? So let's look at the ingredients there. Motivation, self-concern, a little bit of fear. Hey, whatever. You got online, you learned it, right? So how do we do that for kids? How do we create that circumstance where they have to learn? Because we got to get them ready. I travel all over the world, and I notice things like this. There are more honor students in China than there are students in America. See, the world is their competition now. And I'm worried they don't know it. I'm worried they got great machines and they're playing with them when they should be hunting with them. What can we assign? See, I did this to my son. My son's a great kid, but he's a kid. He'd get on his laptop and just play. One day I told my wife, back my play here. I said, Ben, I'm imposing something new today called the use lease agreement. What's that? Once a week, you got to show your mom or me something we're proud of that you did because you have a laptop, or we take away your laptop. Oh, he did not like this. I do not care. I'm not in this to be liked. I'm in this to raise a son who moves out of my house. I love him, but he can get out, right? He can go get a job. That's what he needs to do. Well, he started writing novels. He started writing books. Now, he was not publishing them, Because school, what happens in school? They assign writing and one person reads it. And I hope you're good because you're the whole audience. That's a little thin. What famous author would have written any of their novels for an audience of one? So we have now a chance to give them a real audience, a real group, right? And I'm connected, man. I'm on Twitter. I'm on social media because I can connect that kid with a kid that's a lot like him somewhere else so he knows he's not the only weirdo. There's nothing wrong with him. The sample is too small. There's not enough diversity here, but I can connect him to a classroom in Flint, Michigan, and he will know there's a bigger world out there. I can do that with a smartboard. With a smartboard. Because I'm using Google Hangouts. I'm doing that. Why? Because it's important. Forget the tool. Having that kid have an affiliation with someone like him so he doesn't think there's something broken in him is why I do it. My why. What and how? I can Google that. I'll figure it out. I'll find a partner. So I'm out there fishing, looking. I'm a digital dumpster diver. I can put a professor on the wall that costs $10,000 to come to your school, but he will talk to your class for free. NASA, what do you need? MIT, what do you need? I've been looking for that for a long time. So let's do that. We've been able to do that for how long? Knock down the walls? No sweat. I walked in a woman's classroom not too long ago. She had a smartboard with posters taped to it. You ever see something so embarrassing you don't even know what to say? Like, oh God, she missed a workshop or something there. That's a smartboard, man. That's not a dry erase board. It's crazy. Sometimes we take a tool and we don't step forward, we step sideways. Worksheets on a laptop, worksheets, Google Doc worksheets, they're still worksheets, man. What are you going to do that makes that kid want to come to the front? How do you get a kid in the back row to act like a front row kid? That's what I'm looking for. Do I have this figured out? No, but I'm trying. Got a Google Doc up there, and my man over there in the plaid red and black shirt, he's my rock star on the Google Doc. He's my best researcher. Now, he's not going to come up here because he's not going to come up here. But he's acting like he's up here because I use this. I don't care why that works, it works. So I'll use it. And I got to tell parents, look, if I like your kids, I'll tell them what to know, but I love your kids. I'm teaching them how to know. You're welcome. Now that's different. And parents will punish you for this. I got yelled at. Honeycut, I hear all you do in your room is ask questions. I'm like, you're welcome. Yeah, I want them to know. I already know. I want them to know. I'm trying to wean them from the teat of instruction. You're welcome. Don't give them a fish. God, this is easy. Don't answer their question. Ask them 3 more. They will get frustrated. I had a kid scream at me, junior high girl scream at me, just give us a worksheet! Dang, what did we do to her, man? What did we do to her? She's screaming to be middle management in a time when we need kids to lead, need kids to own who they are, right? Build their own company. Be an entrepreneur. Do you want to be a cashier or do you want to own the store? Spelling matters, he said. Spelling matters. There, and there. Which one do you use? It doesn't matter. Oh, really? Use the wrong there, you're the cashier. Use the right there, you're management material. And I'm sorry, but the world does judge you commensurate to your use of words. I kind of like that. That's still important. I get to say that to kids and push that with kids. So, being the art teacher in a small town, I was also on the school board. After I left the classroom, I spent 10 years on the school board. Don't judge me. But I feel like if you're going to talk about this stuff, you should be doing this stuff. I wanted to represent who voted me in to the school board every time? Trailer Park. That's my people. And I represent them. Someone needs to be there to represent those other kids and those other families, right? That was my job, and I love my job. That's me and my wife in 1986, my first year of college. I'm the first honeycut to graduate high school. I walked across the stage. Then I went to college. Man, the audacity. Please understand, you assign me a reading assignment, I have to read it 3 times to grasp it as well as every other kid can get it in one try. And that's me trying hard. I didn't sleep. Let's get real. I had bleeding hemorrhoids freshman year because I never left that chair. I read it over and over, and I took so many notes. I had to teach myself how to learn. I have ADHD. Can you tell? I'm medicated. That wore off like 2 hours ago. I'm on my own right now. You have to understand ADHD, man. Let me help you understand. In my mind, there's 100 channels on my TV, and I don't have the remote, and they're all on at the same time. But that's not all bad news because some of those channels overlap and I see combinations no one else ever saw. I can invent. I can ideate. Honor that, please. I'm your best problem solver. But if I can never solve a problem because you got it all solved already, I'm nothing in your class. I want some chaos. Create chaos. Invented chaos. Look, I'm from chaos. I will burn my house down because I'm best when there's a fire. Right? You puzzle over this. Why do they self-destruct? Because they're more powerful in chaos. So is there a kind of learning chaos we can control? Can you act like you don't know and let them be the hero? You know what I'm talking about. Oh, they will be amazing. If you let them have your back, they'll love you for that. The strongest place to be is vulnerable. I know that sounds crazy. And the strongest place to be is you. Scar tissue and all. Bring it. See, kids will find that, and they'll follow you, and you can take them places. I hated it because I had a caseload, like 30 kids at any given time. I was worn out, and there were some teachers had nobody. They worked with the homecoming king, homecoming queen, valedictorian, must be nice. I had the other kids. I taught them martial arts after school, taught karate. Yeah, and I got yelled at, got written up. Somebody, another teacher went to the school board and said, Honeycutt is empowering these gang kids to fight. And they brought me in to crucify me. I said, are you kidding me? You take my karate class, you ever get in a fight, you're kicked out permanently. No kid that ever took my class ever got in another fight again. Ask me what I'm doing. Don't walk by and judge me. We're supposed to help all of them. All of them. Now, some of you got different powers, right? Coaches, man. Coaches did a lot for me. Raise your hand, coaches. Coaches. You understand? When I came to the sport of cross country, I was smoking 2 packs a day. And Mr. Parker saw me. Mr. Parker had a toupee that used to flap at track practice. It caught the wind and flapped. We would wave back at it. He was so goofy. I felt sorry for him. I sat in the front row in his class because I wanted to have his back. He got me in cross country. Man, I'm running that first meet. I got no shoes. We can't buy shoes for a sport. Understand? My family didn't spend money on shoes. We weren't allowed to do anything or get noticed. Back row kids, don't get noticed. We'll be back in the foster home. Is that what you want? Mr. Parker talked my parents and let me be in cross country. And I'm wearing my Walmart fish heads. My shoes are taped together, right? And when that tape would break, it would just flap. You know, they flap like that first race. Man, I'm so excited. The gun goes off when I take off. I'm ahead of everybody. I'm passing everybody. I'm like, loser, loser, loser. I'm blowing past them like NASCAR. I got up to that halfway sign, the halfway sign. It didn't say halfway. It said quarter mile. I had run a quarter mile, and I was done. I was gassed. I saw Jesus, and he saw me. He said, step through, buddy. You're almost here. I start slowing down. Mr. Parker's on the side with a stopwatch, and he's like, don't quit. I'm like, oh, man, you're about to kill me. I'm going to die. You understand? I can feel the icy skeletal hand of the Reaper on the back of my neck. But I can't quit because Mr. Parker believes in me. Dang it. I came in last. I was 30 minutes after the last guy that crossed the thing. Girl in a wheelchair passed me, flipped me off. I finally crossed the finish line. He goes, click, we have a baseline. And I did cross country. I did not quit. I quit smoking. I wanted Mr. Parker to think I was cool. His belief in me became my belief until I got my own. I believe we are kids' surrogate self-belief until they find their own. Do you believe me? I think you can flip a kid like you flip a house. Notice the value, shore up the foundation, work on daily improvements, and watch the value rise. Do you believe me? I think you can flip a teacher, a tired, marginalized, blamed, burned out teacher. Notice them again. See them. When you first start teaching, you're a rock star. Everyone loved you. You're a Jedi. 3 years later, it's your job. We lose each other, man. In this work, what are we? A bunch of specialists who share a common parking lot, but not a common family. I'd like to have family. Is that too much to ask? I know you're on the other side of the building, but we can hang out, can't we? I need that, man. Some days I might need to lean on you hard, and some days you lean on me, and we have each other. But I don't know how many days slip by when I just didn't have anybody. I'm circling the bowl. Burned out. I want us to be a family, wrap ourselves around these kids. I meet this woman first week of college, and I knew the night I met her I was going to marry her. She did not know, but I knew. I took her to a fancy restaurant. There we were at Denny's. And I'm talking my line of bull. Please understand, I'm from the trailer park. I'm from foster homes. I'm a grifter. I'll talk you out of your shorts. I'll hurt your feelings if you're a young teacher because I'll take advantage of you. I'll abuse you. Get codependent with me, and I'll take you down. Please don't judge me for that or blame me for that. Just don't take it personally. There are other strategies that will get me, right? But don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me. Mr. Parker didn't feel sorry for me. He kicked my butt with love. I sat in this front row. See, I was sitting in the back row, beating my head against the wall the year my father died. I was 16, and my dad drowned in a drinking accident at the lake. I was supposed to be there that night. I was there for a while, but he was mean. He was mean, and I left, and he drowned, and my family blamed me. Now I got all that, and the blame of my whole family. I'm done, man. I'm circling the bowl, hitting my head against the wall, and I had this vision of my future. I saw my own future. There I am in my single-wide trailer without skirting. My kids don't have shoes. There's beer and mayonnaise in the fridge. And something in me broke, and I said, no, I want something else. I don't know how I knew, but I knew I was in the wrong chair. I got up and I moved to the front row. It's embarrassing in the front row because teachers ask these kids more questions because I'm closer to you. I don't know what it is, proximity, something, and it's embarrassing if you don't know the answer. And I'm sitting there going, why is he smart? Why is she smart? Why am I dumb? And then I cracked the code of learning. I cracked the code. You won't believe how easy this is. The next right answer in the lecture is almost always the next dark black word in the book. Someone should tell you that, really, you know? I just did that. I go to the next dark black word. Mr. Parker said the action potential has bridged the synapse, gone down to dendrites, across the cell body or soma, down the axon via the myelin sheaths into the terminal bulbs. What happens next in the cognitive process? There's the question. I raised my hand. He called on me, incredulous. Honeycut? Like that, honeycut? I said, excitatory or inhibitory neurotransmitters are then released into the synapse. He said, honeycut. And he gave me one of these. It hit me like crack cocaine. I was like, I just knew some stuff just now. I think I might be smart. Oh, man. Well, I got addicted to that crack, right? That I knew the answer crack. And so I came to school early because please understand, if I study at home, I will get made fun of. There's no safe place to study or be smart in my house. So I come to school early. Thank God the doors are open. I sat in the hall and I memorized the dark black words. I memorized them. I didn't even have to look. Hands free. For the next 3 years, I got all A's and 1 B. Freshman year, all D's and F's. All A's and 1 B. Simple recipe. Front row seat, dark black words. So how do we give every kid a front row seat? The architecture won't work, but can we try? If what you're doing on that laptop that you just got, if what you're doing on that is interesting, it makes you want to stay after school and keep working, that could be a front row seat. But I promise, worksheets aren't, right? I had a lady yell at me one time because they just went to Chromebooks. I'm in Louisiana talking to 500 teachers, and this lady screams at me from the back row, I hate Chromebooks! I was kind of blown away. She screamed in the middle of my speech, you know. I said, do you yell at movies too? Why do you hate Chromebooks? Dangerous to let her have the floor, but she said, I don't know what the kids in the back of my room are doing. I said, get up. Walk around. Retire if you like your chair that much. This happens. Some point in your career, you get a good chair. Remember your first good chair? You sat in it and went, oh my God, secret lover. Then you got to decide, do they come to me or do I come to them? Do I still get up or do they come to me? Do you just bring them over like that? Will they all come? Some people want to get up, but they love their chair. They get one with wheels and roll around like a sand crab, you know. Get up, get up. Pollinate every flower 5 times an hour. You got to move around. And that's the thing. You get tired. I know. This job will kill you. I'm sitting at Denny's and I'm talking to my line of bull and she is too smart. She sees me. She can see I'm full of crap. She says, do you know that I know you're full of crap? I said, dang, this girl's smart. I'm going to marry this girl. Because my dad said, Kevin, marry a smart girl. Take the family tree above ground. I thought, I'll have smart kids if I marry a smart girl. I need the help. The genetic pool was a little shallow on my end, just saying. She dated me for 6 years. She test drove me for 6 years because she knew the statistics on boys that watch their dad beat their mom usually beat their wives. Not this boy. Oh, she took me in hand. She said, you ever hit me, I'll kill you in your sleep. And she smiled when she said it, you know. Like she was looking forward to it already. That woman paid my bills. If I lived to be 100, I don't deserve her. And I know it. Teachers started paying my bills. Coach Parker paid some of my bills. Coach Mason paid some of my bills. I know that. I'm grateful. So I became a teacher so I could pay it forward. That's it. My wife teaches K4. Imagine, elementary teacher teaching 5 grades. 5 grades with a part-time para, part-time art teacher me, part-time janitor me, part-time administrator. I rub her feet and keep my mouth shut. Woman has a hard life. A couple years ago, she had a little kindergarten, sociopath kindergartner. I'm not kidding. He will hug you when you turn around, stab you in the back with scissors. Kindergartner. Went in the bathroom, wrote F-U-C-K 100 times with fat Sharpie marker. He's got some issues. Here's what my wife said. She comes home and says, I'm going to find a way to love this one. That's my wife. I listen to politicians talk about teachers and I get mad. They don't know you. How many of you think we have better stories than the politicians? Keep your hand up if I can easily find them online so I can show them. What are we, secret geniuses? Well, we got to start talking. We got good stories. I just wish all these devices had cameras. They do. Where's the story? Where's the story of that change? I know you don't want to brag about you. How about brag about your kids? Is that okay? Let's brag about our kids. Let's make them want to come to school. We can do that. Most of that stuff is free. So I marry this woman, and I move out to western Kansas. Out there, I become football coach. Football coach. Where's football coaches in the room? High school coaches saved my butt because I don't know nothing. It's 8-man football, junior high football. I'm a guy. I got to coach something. I have no idea. Never played a sport in my whole life. I'm buying books. There's no Google back then. I'm guessing my way through a season of 8-man ball. Thank God the high school coaches helped me out. I call my first play. Here's my first play. Ready? It's 4-2, strong side go, where I'm from. 8-man ball. Jordan's on the field, and he's like, no! Can he wave me off like that? This is in front of the crowd, right? 4-2, weak side go. He's like, no! I'm like, crap, I only got one more play. Hope this one works. 4-2, double go. He goes, yeah! Ran the play, got a touchdown. First try. I said, Jordan, come over here. Here's how the season works. I'm just going to do random crap on the sideline. And you just call whatever play you want. 7-1. We were 7-1. Jordan was a good coach. And I'm teaching art, right? And I'm coaching ball. I love junior high because they don't even know what they don't know yet. Kid came into practice first day, had his cup on backwards. You don't want to say anything, you know? He's like, Mr. Hank, this doesn't feel right. So that depends on what you're trying to protect there, son. Why don't you join the tight ends over there? We'll talk later. Junior high. Boy, the stuff you learn about kids, right? I mean, I want to be a first-year teacher every year. I want to remember how I felt when I didn't know I knew anything, right? And you did everything you could, whatever it took. You didn't have an ego yet, right? I moved out to Inman, Kansas, and I got this kid. It's my kid. I said, what do you want to be for Halloween? He said, exit sign. That's my kid. He's coming to your class. I'm just saying. It had to light up. I had to put a lightsaber in the front and back. He lit up. We won the costume contest. This gets noticed in a small town. My little unicorn. By the way, protect my kids weird. I want you to protect my kids weird because if weird grows up, it's entrepreneur, it's business person, it's inventor, or it's a complier. Don't let anyone stomp my kids' difference, please. How do we make more room for more kinds of kids? Do you have to comply? How fast do you have to comply? This is a great kid, but he's different. And he grew up, and he told mom and dad, I'm never going to be a teacher. I saw your life. I'm like, thanks a lot. What's he do? Goes off to Kansas University and becomes a high school history teacher. Where's the history teachers in the room? I blame you. He was going to be an attorney. Teacher, retirement, problem solved. Then he ran headlong into a great high school history teacher that rocked his world. And I knew it because he came home telling me the whole lecture, word for word, in their voice. I went, dang, he's joining the family business, poverty. It goes off. We spent $100,000 to send him to KU. $100,000. But we had saved money. We're teachers. Payroll deduction. We had saved $7,000. We just need $93,000 more dollars. So we remortgaged the house, and we sent him to school. Now he's making $30,000 a year. That's it. Caskets don't have luggage racks. What we say in my house, spend it while you're here. Right? You still have wealth. It's just tied up in kids. There's things I say that get me through the day. I still have wealth, just tied up in kids. So he leaves, takes off. He's gone, just me and her. And I look over at her, she looks over at me. This will happen to you parents. When your kids leave, you look over and say, we still like each other? Are we still together? Because you've been a taxi service for how long? Now suddenly it's you again. You got to adjust to that. My wife got weird. She got empty nest syndrome. She starts collecting animals. 4 dogs, 2 cats, a turtle, a rabbit. She's building a zoo in my house. And I know what she's doing. She's backfilling the emotional hole left by the departure of the child. I get it. I said, sweetie, I'm enough. Apparently, I'm not even close to enough. I got a strategy. I start taking her to concerts. I'm wooing her. I'm going to date her again. See, all our bands are still touring now. Styx, REO Speedwagon, Foreigner, Fleetwood Mac. We're there now, and we're in the front row now. Because we got disposable income. Front row smells different now. Because it's old people up in the front row. It smells like Bengay, Lost Hope, and the challenge depends. You know what I mean? You're up there, roll with the changes. You got your drink on. Don't even feel your knees because you're going down deep. But you got your drink on so you don't feel the pain. We're having a good time. I bought one of these. Google this. It's called Chair and a Half. Chair and a Half. It's designed so you and your spouse can both fit in there. Get your Netflix on, get your wine on. Things are good. Things are good. Now, I don't know your spouse. You might need a chair and 3/4. I'm not sure. Yeah, chair and a half. Things are going good. My little plan is working to perfection. Then one night she comes in with this. Let that percolate for a minute. Anyone else nervous? Just a little bit nervous? I thought she was joking. I thought she found the stick from the first time. I said, is this a joke? She said, this is not a joke. We're back in the game. I said, I was not aware I had eligibility. This is my life. I'm in free fall. I can tell she's thrilled. That egg waited. See, it turns out 22 years between siblings is optimal spacing. That egg was sitting in there for 22 years, and it must have went, oh, almost too late. This is the scariest thing in the world, man. It was a high-risk pregnancy. Man, we were scared. I was never prayed more in my life. We had so many sonograms. I was worried about having so many sonograms. The little kid comes out, and he's okay, and I'm so happy. I almost lost my wife to postpartum preeclampsia. It was a week there when it looked like it was going to be me, a single dad, and that was my worry the whole time. I already got a wife. I don't want to lose what I already got because I want too much. I felt like the universe was going to take something big from me, like it accidentally gave me something. You know what I mean? Because we tried for kids years and years, and the doctor said, your one kid is a miracle. Enjoy your miracle. And we did. And this other miracle happened. And when you have a little kid, you're on the floor a lot. If I'm on the floor, an ambulance is coming. It's hard to get on the floor. What's the smallest denomination of currency you will bend all the way down and pick up? For me, it's a $5 bill. $5 bill. A 1? Heck with a 1, man. I'll kick that to somebody else. Enjoy a 1, man. I'm not bending down for a 1. Costs more than $1 worth of pain just to get down that far. You got to get down on the floor. You make noises at my age. You make God, moo. You make noises when you get down there, and the kid hears you making those noises. Oh, God, moo. And then he starts making noises like that, too. Good, oh, God, moo. My poor kid. That's my little guy. And he thinks I can get him ready for the future. And I have to. I got to keep learning. I don't get to stop. As long as I was a teacher, I shouldn't have slowed down. I didn't mean to. I stepped off the train for a while. Sorry. I'm back. My wife said, stop listening to satellite radio in your car. I said, why? It's always the 80s in your car. I said, I like the 80s. I know. But if all you do is listen to the 80s, you were denying Gibson the music of his time. I hate women always right, you know? And men, we react bad, like, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. And you walk into the kitchen and realize, I got to sleep with this woman tonight. I better smooth that out a little bit, right? She's right. I got to get back in the saddle, man. I got to get current again. I got to start using technology and getting smart. I bought an Alexa. How many of you have an Alexa at your house? I bought 5 Alexas. So I got 5 Alexas in my house. Why do I have so many Alexas? I'll tell you, because I think artificial intelligence is next. I think this is coming. So I'm playing with this. Now, it doesn't cost that much to try. We have them in every room. So if I talk to Alexa, Alexa, tell me a joke. Let's see if she will do that. Alexa, tell me a joke.
How do you know if you have tennis elbow? It grunts when you're serving dinner.
It's all right. Okay, hold on. Alexa, play Waiting for the Elevator.
Waiting for the Elevator by the Laurie Berkner Band from Spotify. Waiting for the elevator.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, play songs by Kevin Honeycutt. What?
Shuffling songs by Kevin Honeycutt on Amazon Music.
That's me. What? And how did I do that? So I'm out there online, and I publish my songs, and I teach kids how to publish their songs, and I use a site out there called TuneCore, tunecore.com. I'll show you real quick. Some of this is going to be fun stuff you can do with your own kids or kids that you know. But I'm going to go over here to tunecore.com. Here, let's do it right here. TuneCore, tunecore.com. TuneCore.com. Now, I found this because I had kids with big dreams, and I didn't want them to go to Nashville, Memphis, LA. I wanted them to be able to publish right here in Cedar Rapids from their computer, from their desktop. So they log in to TuneCore.com, and what happens, you get a free account and you get a band page. And then you pay $9.99 to release your single, and once you release it, it's in iTunes 2 days later, and 40 online music players. That's how I got on Amazon. That's how I got on the Alexa, right? So this is a new legitimacy. This is the radio of today. How do I get my instruction there? Because this is a spot, which is video. So I could have all my art lessons, all my guitar lessons on this, and I can teach kids how to access it. I get excited about such things. The kid that didn't get it in class can rewind you tonight. Oh man, how do we do that? How do we do that fast? And don't try too hard. Don't be Spielberg. Make this easy on yourself. Have a kid hold a camera and point it at you, and then teach the lesson one more time. and then make that the homework from now on. My lecture is the homework. We're doing hands-on tomorrow to reinforce the lecture. Will they all watch it? Have they ever? But that girl that missed school didn't miss school because it's online. I've been doing that for 10 years now. I started doing that. I get parents thanking me for videos I made 10 years ago because they still use it. They'll say, I learned to draw with my kid with my phone last night. Thank you, Mr. Honeycutt. I'm like, all right. Now, you might not like my videos. Where are yours? You might not like my YouTube channel. Where's yours? Jump in there and try. Do this. I started doing this one lesson at a time. I asked my son, I gave him my truck. I said, do you want me to help you change a tire in that GMC so you know how to change a tire? Because it's not easy. You got to put a thing in the back. You got to crank the tire down. I don't want to learn this beside the highway in the snow. I said, let's go out in the driveway. He said, I'm not interested. I said, oh, then you'll be standing beside the highway waiting for a man to arrive. He got interested. And I made a video in case your daughter's stuck beside the road and needs to change a tire. Why wouldn't I do that? So what can you teach? Now, I'm not just doing this. I'm role modeling for kids what good people do with their technology. We teach. Are people nice to me with my guitar lessons? Do they leave good comments? No, people are evil. Why they got to be so mean? But I leave it there because I want kids to see, oh man, Honeycutt, he does it anyway. He does not let haters stop him, and nor should you. Right? My kid was doing this awesome fundraiser one time, and this person came online, and he said an awful thing to my kid. Awful thing. And he said, what should I say to this man? I said, let's look for his body of work. He had created nothing. I said, he's not your equal. Do not give him a clean shot at your heart. Persist. Every wolf suffers fleas. It's easy enough to scratch. We got to teach this. Teach kids to be tough. Because we're living in a world that's pretty mean right now and cynical. And if they get shut down, they'll never happen. So how do you teach bravery? The only way I know how to teach bravery is to do the thing I'm talking to them about. So I go to TuneCore and I get an account. I publish my songs. They're out there and kids can find them. Don't buy my music. It's not that good. Listen to it on Spotify. It's free there. If you watch me on Spotify, you listen to me on Spotify, I get quarter of a penny. Why is that anything? Because it's on a spreadsheet. It's on a column on a spreadsheet and it's a number. And I'm working with kids in financial literacy. And they don't care about Excel. But if I can put their pennies and nickels and dimes and dollars on a spreadsheet, they'll stay after school to ask questions. So I'm going for the motivation here, right? I want them to have that thing, but I can't teach it straight up. Not always, right? That's one of my favorite tools that I'm using. I want to show you a couple more while I got some time. I'm looking at the clock. I have till when? 3 what? 15. Wow. For me, it goes fast. For you, it's probably terrible. You probably have an awful time. I'll show you something here. This last kid, what he want to be for Halloween? Ceiling fan. We had another one. Sorry. He's going to come to your class, man. He's a weirdo. When he comes to the door, he's going to say, trick or treat, and he turns around. Don't call him a helicopter. He will get mad. It's a ceiling fan. Had to make this costume. That's life, right? So I had this. My kid left, and I bought a Camaro because I'm from the trailer park. I had this, then we had that, and now I drive that. I'm back. I'm back in the saddle again, you know. And it's okay. I'm going to live longer, but I got to figure out how to raise this kid, how to get him ready for his future, not my past. I got to get back in the game, right? I could raise him. How am I going to raise him? Like a 1940s paper boy? Why is that Honeycutt kid so unemployable? Well, his dad's that old man. Yeah, I listen to the 80s in his car all the time. Didn't get him ready with new future skills or job skills, none of that stuff. He was just coasting, poor kid. He works down at the museum, microwaving Johnny cakes for the tourists. I could raise him like this. Seen this? That digital pacifier. You seen this? Mom just hands him the phone. Shut him up. I'm never doing that. There's no cruise control. That kid could hit a video, hit another video. 3 videos later, he sees the beheading, and his life is messed up. Moms and dads, we got to live in the same place with our kids. I think today's kids are raising themselves on digital playgrounds, and nobody's on recess duty. So don't be proud of your flip phone. If you're not learning, you're shoplifting. I'm just saying. Right, we got to stay in the game. We got to show kids that people keep learning. That's just how it works now. You don't get to stop. It used to be you could, right? I think you're either a pioneer or a colonist. If you're a colonist, you got comfortable. But don't give advice to pioneers because you don't even know the animals, the plants, the things that happen out there. But get back out there. I want to burn every file cabinet and just start over. Purge the legacy code. Why not? And start over, right? And we can do this. We can do this. We got new tools, new opportunities. I want him to have success and happiness and to be able to chase his dreams. I made this. It took me 40 hours. Act like you're impressed. The timeline of my life, 100 years. 1966, 100 years into the future, there's my tombstone. It looks so relaxing. I'm not negative, I'm tired. I told my wife, do you understand how old I'm going to be at Gibson's graduation? I'll be like, congratulations, Sonny. She said, I know you'll be old. Why are you a minor 49er? I said, I only have one old man voice. Look, my mule. Oh, man, I got to live. As a teacher, all these technologies came along while I was teaching, and I grabbed all of them because I'm that art teacher with no budget. I turn things into things, and I don't ask for permission. I MacGyver the crap. I don't do anything correctly. Apple would not agree with the way I use the computer. I don't care. Don't work for them. I make it work for me. I might not use all the software. Might use just one little piece of it because that kid likes that. That's as far as I'm going. I don't have to do it a certain way. So I got to that place, right, where 3 years from retirement, 3 years, I'm walk off in the sunset. My wife and I will be eating bologna because it's teacher retirement in Kansas. But we'll be happy. And then this little dude comes along. 18 more years now. Okay, I'm back. My high school kids see that picture of me in 1966 back there. They say, cool, Civil War. Any black and white pictures automatically 1869 to these kids, right? That's a Polaroid land camera. So here's my thing. If my kid comes to your school, I want you to let him be global. I want you to leverage technology to let my kid work with other people in other places and rehearse for the jobs of today. Boeing makes a plane this way. Fuselage is made in Wichita, tail section is made in China, and if it doesn't fit together, Boeing is bankrupt. This is how the world does things now. So I want my kid to collaborate in your class. I want that to happen every day. Is he going to get to be global, or will he be snow global? If he's snow global, you got to come to the classroom to find out how good he is because you're not sharing. His resume is unfindable. I kind of want him to be findable. I want the scholarship committee to find my son because you got him to publish. He didn't want to publish. I said, publish. Why? Publish in an online writers forum. Get some feedback from professional writers. No, he says, emphatic. No. Why not? Someone will steal my writing. I said, you should be so lucky. You're not that good. He publishes one short story in an online writers forum, and someone left a comment, because they always do. Someone, Dad, come here, look what this jerk said. Here's what the jerk said. What are you, in second grade? Learn to spell. My son was mad. I said, is he wrong? No! I'll tell you this much. I'll never be judged for something as inane as spelling again. I want to be judged for the quality of my writing. I'm so glad I left that comment. Oh, he cares now. See, good quarterbacks, it's crazy. A quarterback, it's a faith thing. You got to throw the ball where the guy isn't yet and trust that he will be under it. Good quarterback throws the ball where the receiver is going to be, not where they're standing when the ball is snapped. And a good teacher has to throw an education to where kids are going to be, not where they're sitting when the bell rings. And I know that's hard. I know that's hard. But you kind of got to see the future. Get them ready for that. What are the skills they're going to need? I want artificial intelligence in every classroom because I think in 5 years it's going to be amazingly good. Right now, it's a 10-year-old kid. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it sucks. It's like hiring a 10-year-old assistant. But I promise it's about to get better. If I was God, there'd be one in every classroom, either an Alexa or a Google Home Assistant. So I want you to think about this. 50,000 years ago, one of your ancestors invented that thing over there on the left called the Clovis point, a spear tip, fashioned from probably flint, serrated edge. It was kind of a knife, kind of affixed to a shaft. You could shoot it through the air. You could bring down meat and feed your family. And the people who used it, they survived in larger numbers because they didn't come into hand-to-hand combat with a large animal. And the tribes who didn't embrace this technology, their descendants are not in this room. They didn't make it. This mattered. So here's a question. What's the Clovis point of now? Here's another question. Are our kids hunting with it or playing with it? One more question. What's our role? How do we teach them to hunt for opportunity? And I work with kids from poverty. I want to teach them how to hunt. There's ways that you can make a living. There's ways that you can build a life, but you can't just play. You can't just play with this, and that's what they'll do if we're not assigning anything. The web and technology prepares a buffet of learning tools, and they're eating the napkins. There's stuff there. Take your kid to a salad bar. What do they eat? Pudding. You got to stand there. Have some corn. Try baby corn. Try baby corn. You got to stand there. And with technology, that digital diet, we got to push a little bit. Or they'll just do what they do. Don't blame them, right? Every civilization I've ever studied does this weird thing. They turn their toys into toys. They turn their tools into toys so kids can rehearse. Every civilization I've ever seen does this. You did it with Fisher-Price. The problem is, toys and tools have become one configuration now. And if we just see it as a toy, as a nuisance, as it's in the way, we're not going to teach with it. So as a teacher, I want them to use this. Under my command, lids up. When I tell you lids up, we're going to go lids up. I'm giving you 3 minutes to research the following topic. 3 minutes. Not much time. I create a time shortage. If you give them 10, they think they have all day. Give them 3, they're in a hurry. That's what. 3 minutes. Actually, I'm going to give you 10. I'm not going to let you know. I'm going to slip time once we start. By the way, see those in the Google Doc. See those 4 squares up there? That's your parents. I invited them to the Google Doc to watch you get smarter today. You're welcome. Parents never show up. You just log in 4 times. They won't know the difference. Kids try harder if they think someone's watching. It's just a thing. So whenever I'm sitting with the class and I can tell they all got the pee in the pool look like some of you have right now. Pee in the pool look means what? You ever see a kid swimming, you can tell they've stopped and they're peeing in the pool? They get that look. And if once they have that look, you're not teaching anything else anyway. So I pull out a challenge, a learning challenge, a right now learning challenge, right? I'll say, kids, I want you to tell me everything you can tell me about how dangerous a brown recluse spider is. Cite your sources or I delete your post. On your mark, get set, lids up. And they're hurrying. And by the way, I screen capture that Google Doc as it's developed so I can show parents how kids learn because they are not used to this. They came to my class and didn't know this. They learned it during my class. You're welcome. That's what I do. Thank me, don't spank me. And kids are busting it, man. I'm teaching them how to learn. If I like you, I'll tell you what to know. But I love you, I'm going to teach you how to know using the tools that we have now. I work with teachers all over the place, and sometimes I have a teacher who does a really cool lesson plan, and some of you have those too. You're famous for that one lesson you do. Every school has these people who have this one lesson everyone knows that they do. This lady's was this. Every junior high kid got a 2x2 square cardboard, and they made a business or a church or a school, and they all had to fit together, and sidewalks had to fit, infrastructure had to fit. It was civics, all kinds of cool things that she did. But 32 years of this lesson. They say you make your environment, and after that it makes you. If you know where the posters go in your room because the sticky tack stain's been in the same place for 20 years, this could be you. She wanted a new tool, so I showed her SketchUp. SketchUp is Google used to make it. Now it's Trimble SketchUp. This piece of software that's free works on everything. So one of our 5th grade boys, that was his cardboard design. That's his design using SketchUp. This is a girl in her class. This is what she did with SketchUp. Right? So if I give kids a choice, yeah, cardboard, paper, or you can use this thing over here called SketchUp. Which would you like to use? And I let them show me what they're good at. They're learning the same stuff anyway. Now I'm going to open the software because I've got to show you something. If you download this, if you use this software, let me show you some of the things you can do, okay? When I first do this with kids, I give them a simple assignment. I say, make a 3D thing. Make a 3D thing. And they make a quick 3D object, and that's how they learn how to use the software in the first place. Then I let them teach themselves. I will not show you how to use this. I'm going to let you learn how to use this. Even though I know how, I act like I don't. I always act like you don't, because you can play the old man card, the old woman card all day, and they'll believe it. I don't solve their problem. I'm not going to be your waiter. There's a million tutorials. Figure it out. You're welcome. So here's the interface, right? I grab the hand. I can move things around. Again, this costs nothing. I can grab this rectangle tool and I can drag it across the ground. What do I get in real time as I do that? What am I getting in the bottom right-hand corner? Yeah, I just wish math and measurement was in the standards. So I'm going to let go. Oh, yeah, it's cool. Okay, so now I'm going to zoom in, zoom out with a magnifying glass. Now I'm going to move it over this way. Now I'm going to tilt it down. Geometry is a three-dimensional science we largely teach on a two-dimensional surface. It's counterintuitive the way we've been doing it anyway. So what if I just let them use this? What if I taught some concepts with this? I'm going to grab the push-pull tool, grab it and pull it out of the ground. Swimming pool, skyscraper, swimming pool, skyscraper. All right? And so let's click this thing, click the top, hit delete. Boom, I'm inside now. Now I got a kid who's been really struggling with geometry, and suddenly I put her inside a shape, and her mind is blown. I showed this to 1,500 Michigan high school kids. All of them wanted to do this. And then I showed them this. If you click this box right here, it opens the 3D warehouse. What's the 3D warehouse, Mr. Honeycutt? Everything. Everything I teach is in here. Every artifact from history is in here. Systems of the body, the nervous system, the circulatory system, the skeletal system, the human eye, the human ear, Andersonville Civil War prison, House of the Seven Gables, Wuthering Heights, most battlefields, every state capital, most world museums. And this costs how much? Yeah. So what if they could just learn this way? Would it be okay? I mean, we do posters and we do PowerPoints, and what if then this is just in your toolbox? One more thing in your quiver, one more arrow for that one kid. And I know what you're thinking. I'll show the art teacher. This is awesome. Don't laminate this. I can teach literature with this. Oh yeah, I assigned Edgar Allan Poe last night, but you didn't read it. So I go to you because you're my girl. You're my girl who loves software. I know that. So I say, can you help me? The best way to get a kid to help themselves, ask them to help you. I learned that a long time ago. Can you help me? What do you need, Mr. Honeycutt? Can you design the interior Poe describes in that poem, The Raven? I don't think the class is picturing it the way it is. So for me, she's a designer. What does she got to do first? That's all I wanted. Who's going to remember most about the raven out of this whole class? You're welcome. You're welcome. Now I got her, and I can use that over and over. It doesn't work for every kid, but for that one, it worked. I have a pharmacy of tools, and I can write prescriptions. Right? That one works for her. And she's going to be on fire. Oh, by the way, when you come to class tomorrow, I'm going to have you show the class how to do it. She's like, do I get your paycheck too? She didn't know. I've been using this a long time, sweetie, but I let you unwrap the presents today. I got you up the podium. You're not in the back. You're at the podium. And you got this little idea in your head, the germination of a beginning of a thought. Maybe I'm smart. Then you had the day I had in Mr. Parker's class. You know what I mean? I'm just going for it. Will I get you in one try? Rarely, but I'm going to try. And if I can do it with SketchUp, yay. I showed this to all these kids, and they got all excited, and they wanted to use it tomorrow. I think it's awesome. When you're done, you can publish this to the 3D Warehouse and have a kind of fame out there that some kids really, really like. Okay? So this teacher tried this. She jumped in. She did the history lesson. I want to show you what happened when she did that.
We learned about civilizations, and our teacher, Ms. Heron, thought it would be fun to make a museum, virtual and real. When she had first told us this, we thought she was crazy. We got a vote on what we really wanted to be.
This teacher is that crazy teacher that jumps in and tries things. Does she know what she's doing? She didn't have a clue. She's terrified. But how does she get along with the other teachers in the building? She's hated. She's done nothing wrong except try something new and have a little bit of guts. She's scared to death. She's not no ego. She's doing her best to get her kids ready for the future, and she's hated. Why? You know, we strapped a jet engine to a biplane. Sorry, we're going to tear the wings off. Some of you are the Jedis. Yay! I want to wrap my arms around you, give you a T-shirt, because at least you deserve something. You're not getting money. Get a T-shirt. Call you the Digital Possibilities Group. Give you something and let you drive, man. You're going to do it anyway. You can't turn it off. These kids publish their own books on Lulu, LULU.com, self-publishing for free. Every tool I talked about and every tool I didn't get a chance to talk about is going to be shared with you guys, so you'll have it after this if that's interesting to you. Listen to all the things these kids got to be.
I was an archaeologist. I was an architect, cartographer, author, geologist. My group was South Central America, medieval Europe, ancient China, ancient Mesopotamia, India, ancient Rome. I don't think learning should be inside four walls, inside one textbook.
She wants to collaborate with your kids. Will it matter that she's teaching elementary? Can she work with your high school kids? Can we do that? Can we work on one project together? Here's what's cool about SketchUp. I can work in a file, give you the file, you can add things to it, give him the file, you can add things to it, give it back to me. We can all collaborate inside one file for free. What's fun is I can go to the 3D warehouse. We're building a new sports complex. Well, rather than hire an architect, we went into the warehouse and we found a sports complex that we liked, and we put it in Google Earth, and we set the elevation right there next to our school, and we showed that to the taxpayers. And we didn't spend $10,000 on an architect. And the kids helped with that. Yay! Right? This lady's awesome. I'm trying to push today this idea of sort of changing the way you think, getting away from this idea that it has to be perfect, and trying to have fun with all of this. And looking at the clock, I don't have a whole lot of time, and please connect with me online if you have more questions, but I'm going to tell you a little story as my way of sort of bringing this in for a landing. When I was in 8th grade, I got my first guitar. And kids from foster homes don't usually get guitars. My dad found one at a yard sale for $1 with no strings attached. Music teachers in the room, where you at? Music teachers in the room, raise your hand. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to keep an eye on you. I'm going to borrow you in a minute, okay? Okay, so I get this guitar. It doesn't have strings. And I said, Dad, it's furniture. He said, don't complain. You're lucky to have a guitar. I'm like, fine. So I played air guitar until Christmas, and I got a set of strings for Christmas. Set of strings. The old man next door tuned it. Now suddenly, I got this loaded weapon. I don't have a clue how to play it. There's no YouTube back then. I'm telling kids about this. Anything you want to do, you can learn. Anything you can show someone how to do, you can learn on YouTube. Get off your butt and figure it out. Go figure it out. And I'm doing the same thing. But back then, I invented, it's my first song I ever wrote, right? It's a whole song. You like it? Pretty good, huh? I was so proud of myself, I saw a poster on the wall. It said, Junior High Talent Show. And I signed up. 1,700 junior high kids in the audience, and I walk out on stage thinking I'm going to win. Ha! I start my song. Kids are cool at first. They're like, nice start. They don't know this is all I'm going to do. The booing started pretty quick. Then they started throwing things at me. I'm just standing up there frozen, man. I don't know how to stop. The counselor came in and put her hand on my shoulder and said, Kevin, you're done. I said, no, I'm almost to the bridge. She said, no, you're done. You crossed the bridge. And I went home and I hated myself and I hated the guitar. I just had a dream in front of 1,700 highly understanding junior high kids. My life is over. Do you understand? But the guitar would talk to me. You must learn to play me. It talked like the Nasonex bee. You must learn to play me. So, shut up, guitar. I hate you. I made a deal with the guitar. I'll pick you up 30 minutes a night and I'll work on you and I'll figure stuff out. And that's what I did. I started there. This is the first chord I ever learned. I didn't know it was a chord. That's D. I didn't know it was already invented. I just hit it. And one night I tripped over this. Uh-oh. Oh my God, I know that song. I couldn't find the next chord. It took me forever to find. This took me 12 hours to figure out. Next year, I won the talent show. I started teaching kids. 25 years I've been giving guitar lessons. And I love teaching kids, and I'm free. I cost nothing. So you might not like me, but I'm worth every penny. Then I started putting my lessons on YouTube, and other kids started taking my lessons. And then now, man, I don't know. I've got one lesson called Songs You Can Play in 3 Chords. It's been watched 300,000 times. I'm kind of blown away by that. But I started asking myself, why do kids quit? Why do kids quit? Why do they quit guitar? You know, I got to figure this stuff out. I got to try to figure out why would kids quit guitar. So I started thinking maybe it's because it hurts. Who plays guitar in here? When you first learn a stringed instrument of any kind, when you first did it, it hurt, right? You got blisters, and you got pus, and they pop, and you finally get calluses. It takes a while. You got to want it. I believe there are blisters standing between kids and lots of things. We just can't see them. Cognitive blisters. How could you get past it? So when the iPhone first came out, they had all these apps, and I thought, maybe I could teach with an app. That's crazy, right? But heck, I'll try anything. So this is pocket guitar, $1.99. Turns my phone into the fretboard of a guitar, but you can't play it unless you know chords. Here's a G, C. What? Oh my gosh. I'll turn it down a little bit. I'm going to try to do a song. Looking back on the memory of the dance we shared beneath the stars above. $1.99, no blisters. If I can show your daughter 3 chords on here, they work on there. Would she withstand blisters if I could jump her forward all the way to I can play? That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying. To me, this just fills a gap. Get you started. Hook you and cook you. Right? So this is, I got no chords here. I don't have to know chords if I use iShred. iShred has already got them all built in. This is AC/DC. So I teach you AAA, DDG, 2/3. Uh-oh, message. My God. I want to have a staff development where we just play. No agenda. Here's all the stuff. Here's 4 hours. Play. At 11 o'clock, come to the mic and talk about 2 tools you found that you think some kids might like, and we'll record that. And everyone that comes to the mic is in the drawing for dinner for 2. What's the pizza place? Fong's Pizza Place. Dinner for 2. Now, do you know what that is? No? Man, I ate there last night. Oh my God, it's like kissing Jesus on the mouth. It was so good. It's so, wrong, but good. You know what I mean? Anyway, so everyone comes up to the mic and you talk about something you found for your kids on your own. No one told you what to think. Would that be cool if you could do self-directed staff development and I trusted you? Would you be cool with that? Most people look at you like you're crazy. Come on, man, please do that if you want to. I did this at one school and I got in trouble. I got in trouble because the principal came over and he said, these teachers are not on task. I said, what? They're all doing different things. I said, they all teach different things. You're welcome. He still hates me. He thinks someone's got to come up and talk to you all about the same thing, and most of you get nothing you can use in the whole day. You've had that day. That's why you're grading papers. You don't mean to be a jerk. You're grading papers, trying to make the most of the time. I get it. I feel. Okay, so let me show you one more. This is called voice band. Turns your voice into the instrument. The kid can just hum, and it becomes a guitar or a synthesizer or drums or whatever. Kids love to beatbox. This is power chords. It's got a built-in recording studio, so I can lay down a drum track, vocal track on top of it, guitar, synthesizer, and build a whole song on the bus on the way to school. Or I can play Angry Birds all day. So what can I assign with this? The kids will start to create things and make things, right? And to me, that's the fun of all of this mess. I'm looking at the clock and I'm running out of time, and I'm like bummed because there's so many more things I want to show you. But I want to borrow one of my crazy two music teachers back there. You or you, I'll take either one, but I need someone to come here and play drums for me. So who can that be? Could that be you? Clap for him again and come up here. That's my guy. I do this with kids all the time. I have digital jams. I bring costumes. I bring fog machines. I bring lights. And kids go up here and we play iPads. We play phones. We play whatever. All we're doing is making music. And I don't have any rules. I'm not competing with the real music teachers or the band teachers. I'm not Juilliard. Here's your jacket and my Jimi Hendrix coat right there. Yeah. And I'll give you this hat once you get that on. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to let you keep your glasses. Are awesome. Like Moby. Awesome. Okay. That's my guy right there. So that's your drums right there. I want you to just start a little beat there. Let's get a beat going here. And this is going to be so videotapable, and this should be on YouTube. Just go ahead and just hit anything. Yeah. Now I just want you, yeah. Dun, dun. Give it up, my man, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave yet. I don't get you every day. There we go. After Christmas, after Halloween, these lights are marked down to $5. So I got 4 or 5 of these. Fog machine. It's a laser light show. What's up? So I got kids doing this after school. Now I'm going to do a little. I don't get you every day, so I'm going to do a little Doobie Brothers and see. Okay. Fall in when you feel it. Ready? Now, how many times have you rocked the iPad drums in front of a live audience?
Never. I just usually rock the air drums in front of my choir, and I usually do a lot of this. And yeah.
So what he just did is what I'm talking about. That we have to be brave enough to just have some fun in front of each other, right? First time ever, and he did it anyway. That willingness is everything we need. That's all we need. Now, when this new stuff comes, just jump in. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. The support systems are in place. They love you already. Go ahead, just jump in, okay? And let's get the story, and let's show people that we do whatever it takes to reach kids. Thank you so much, my brother. I'm going to do the closing slide. Woohoo! By the way, if anyone knows a place where we can do music tonight or karaoke, I do that for free, like at any club or any place. Lots of times in Montana, Wyoming, they find me a place, and I'll do music all night long. I just did that a couple nights ago. This is my closing slide. When I was a little kid, this is me, running through the house in my diaper, and I had a pair of tweezers. I was a gifted child. They had 2 prongs, and there's 2 holes. I know that goes together. That fits in there. I'm smart. I walked up and plugged it in. My mom saw the whole thing, but she couldn't get there fast enough. She ran in and kicked me with love. She's like, "No! It's good." Too late. I closed the circuit. Fireball came out of the wall, knocked me back. My fingers are black. The wall's black. My diaper's full. I didn't think about that for a long time until I got a little older, a little wiser, and a little boy. He's a honeycut. He's going to stick tweezers in the wall. My job is to grow up beside my kid. That's what you do. That's how you spend your heartbeats. I love you for that. I'm honored that you spent heartbeats listening to me this afternoon. I know you're tired. Thank you so much.